This is Trevor Benko, CEO of TGB Supplements. Today we're going to do a video talking to some of our athletes that we have competing in the Mid-Atlantic Cup, which is tomorrow, May 20th, in Pittsburgh, Homestead, PA. So we have Anna Howard, this is my girlfriend, and we have Emily Hillsman. This is her first show. Anna, she's done, this is going to be what, your third show?
Third, yep.
Third show, figure. So Anna does figure, and Emily's going to be doing the bikini. And this is your first show, right?
First show.
Now, she's prepped once before, but this is the first time she's actually been able to get up on stage and do it. So how's things going so far, diet-wise, training for you?
So far, we're at the end now, so everything went really well. I think it was like a big learning experience, whether it be for food, hydration, water, supplements, just like training the whole 9 yards. Definitely a big learning experience. I learned a lot of things that were just like shocking to me about food, so it was pretty educational too, I feel like.
Yeah, the first prep's always, the most difficult, I feel, because you're trying to learn your body, and it just takes a lot of practice to really understand, how your body responds to certain foods and carbohydrates and so on. The first time, I think you have a really strong interest in what makes you do it, but you don't really realize like how much is going to be involved in it till you're in it and you realize like, wow, this is a lot, because it's 24/7. I mean, it's every day, all day long. You can't mess up. I mean, it's definitely a lot of dedication. So I know, we had a little bit of issues with digestion, trying to figure out which foods work best for you, and that's normal. I mean, first time doing it, that's just the way it goes. And training-wise, you learn a lot training-wise as well, because when you got a show coming, you're really going to push yourself harder than what you ever have in the past. There's a couple times that we got everybody together once or twice, and they all got to work out together. And I know you guys really, trained hard then, just because when you have other people also competing, it just makes you more driven. So Anna, how about you, diet-wise and everything? This being your third show, last year was your first show. It was actually this show that you did last year was your first one, and so you did the Pittsburgh just 2 weeks ago, and now this is going to be your third show. So how did things go as far as prep for you?
Well, the first prep I kind of fell off 2 weeks prior, so I wasn't planning on doing it, and then I kind of did it last minute. But this, the Pittsburgh and then the Mid-Atlantic, I'm definitely more prepared. I prepped for probably 20 plus weeks, I think.
Yeah, at least 20 weeks, I would say.
Yeah.
And diet-wise, you were a lot more strict this year. It's just, because you were up there and you know what it's like. And
yeah, I went more lower carb. I feel like I do better lower carb.
Yeah, we've kind of found out with you, your body responds well with low carbs. And,
yeah,
I mean,
just a little bit of carbs at the end.
Yeah, and your strength, it stays really high considering the amount of carbs that you're taking in. I know I can't beat that amount of carbs. It definitely, it's tough.
I tried to go as low as possible.
Yeah, and we still did a carb cycling where, you would have carbs, but we would kind of dictate based on her workouts, because...
And how I looked.
Yeah, how she looked and the training. If we were doing legs or back, we would add a little bit more carbohydrates, pre, intra, or post, just to kind of keep her fueled. But yeah, overall, definitely learned a lot the last couple years. This last show that you did, it was a really tough show.
Yeah. I feel like I looked better for the Mid-Atlantic than I did even 2 weeks ago, just with a little bit of carbs and the lower carb.
Yeah. So after the show, the Pittsburgh, we actually went out and ate for a good day, and then the next day maybe one meal.
One or 2 meals, yeah.
And then got right back on the diet. So this show is 2 weeks later, and honestly, I think you do look better right now. That plays a big role. And then with women, obviously, the hormones can play a big role depending, where you're at. That can change things a lot too. So it's kind of like a wild card, and you got to learn how your body responds to that as well. Different times you're going to hold more water and bloat. So just trying to figure all that out. We typically, just try to use natural stuff, all natural diuretics and things like that for women, and sometimes we don't use them at all. Just depends on the situation. Try to keep the water high, throughout the prep, and even to the end, it stays pretty high. You actually kind of increase just to kind of keep the water coming in, and that way you're expelling it as well. Training-wise, what kind of training did you do, Anna, mainly?
I did back and legs twice a week, and then arms, shoulders, and chest once, and then I definitely bumped up cardio more than I did last year. Still probably wasn't
Yeah, it's still a little light.
Yeah.
That's because your cardio is really good. She used to be a long distance runner, right?
Yeah.
Cross country. So her cardio is insane. I mean, what's your blood pressure normally? It's
Low.
yeah, it's like
Too
usually
low.
usually like 100 over what 58 or
50,
something.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's actually sometimes an issue. There was one point where her blood pressure was getting too low.
I was getting like cold sweats and I was shaking real bad at night. I wasn't able to sleep at all. It was pretty bad.
Yeah, so I mean, we had to kind of compensate for that. And how about you, Emily? What did you do training wise?
My training was chest once a week, arms, shoulders, and then I would do back and glutes together, and then I would have legs by themselves. I would do cardio every day, whether it be on the treadmill, stairs, or sometimes I would make like stations, like hit stations, and do like a 30-second something, like 20-second off, and kind of rotate, just because doing so much cardio can be extremely boring, especially on the treadmill. So like changing it up, I feel like helps you get through it a little bit, but the stairs are killer.
Yeah, it keeps you interested, I guess. Yeah, the stairs are probably the most effective, in my opinion. It's they're the most difficult. You hate to do them, but they work well. Yeah, I mean everything else. I mean things went pretty well. I'm excited to see how things go. You guys, anything else you want to add? Anything you can think of? The tanning. I mean the tanning's a big part at the end if you've never done it
Yeah,
before.
I feel crazy right now.
Yeah.
As you can see, I'm white in the face.
Yeah,
and
I'd
tan.
say you guys got what 4 coats, and
4 coats.
about to
2
put
more.
2 more on, and then we'll have a finish on the day of the show, so make them a little extra dark. You can never almost be too dark at the show, especially the
That's
Pittsburgh. The Pittsburgh, the lighting's so bright, you want to be as dark as possible. So yeah, I mean, I think other than that, it pretty much covers it. We'll put some video footage of these 2 posing, and then maybe some contest footage as well. If things go well, we'll put some photos up, and that way you guys can check them out. If they want to look you up on Instagram, what's your Instagram tag?
I think it's Anna Howard 54.
And yours, Emily?
I think mine's EH, and then it's 2 underscores, and then fit.
And then if you guys need anything, you can email us, info@tgbsupplements.com. Other than that, we got more videos coming, so we'll talk to you soon. Quarter turn to the right. Quarter turn to the right. Quarter turn to the right. And quarter turn to the right. All right, go ahead and do your routine.